Let's start off from the perspective of Eli, a sales leader. Eli's company is a supplier for the fashion industry and has been heavily impacted by the crisis because of lower demand. The leadership team has been working to pivot the business around a new set of products to meet the market's current needs. Making this pivot will require a messaging shift for their sales team. To help facilitate the types of conversations they'd like their account managers to have, they've worked with the marketing team to put together a new call plan template that their account managers can use as a guide for these conversations.
This template contains all of the messaging guidance from the marketing team that we need to enable our sales teams on how to speak with our customers. It'll be very easy to quickly roll this out. We can see that it can contain merge field syntax to bring in the account name. We could use that same syntax to bring in any other data from the Salesforce record that's relevant. Below, we also have a placeholder for the account detail. When a sales rep generates a copy of this template, it will automatically bring in the live record details from Salesforce. Below that, we've provided a place for the account rep to begin preparing for the call.
Eli received a notification from the marketing team indicating that the template is ready to go. He's now going to share this out with his team.
Eli holds his weekly team meetings via the Team Hub you see here. It contains a live view into team progress, key announcements, and weekly agendas and meeting notes. If a team member misses a meeting, it's very easy for them to get up to speed just by jumping in here and reviewing the notes.
Eli creates a link to the call plan template in the weekly meeting notes and mentions the team to give them a heads up.
To get a sense of how this would be used by the sales team, let's jump over and take a look at this from the perspective of Jane, a sales rep. Jane starts her day by logging into Salesforce. On the right-hand side, she can see notifications regarding updates and conversations around everything that's happening across all of her key accounts. As we think about those conversations that may have been happening outside of Salesforce before, text messages, emails, questions around strategy and approach, and back and forth regarding meeting planning and notes, those types of information are no longer distributed across disparate platforms. It's now all right here, embedded in Salesforce. At the top of the pane, Jane sees a new notification from Eli regarding the new messaging. When she clicks to open it up, it takes her right to the place in the team meeting doc where Eli made the comment, linking to the new sales messaging guide. Jane has a meeting with United Partners coming up. To start getting prepared for the meeting, she's going to go ahead and open up the account record to review the associated account plan.
Before Jane's team started using Quip, they did account planning in PowerPoint. They'd put a lot of work into outlining a strategy for the year, but the account plan would ultimately end up as a static attachment on the account record. With Quip, Jane's team is able to have a living, breathing account plan, enriched with live data and updated as their strategy evolves. It's especially helpful to have this ability to clearly communicate any changes during this time, as everything's rapidly evolving.
One of the things that our customers really like in this context is the ability to view live data from multiple Salesforce instances. As an example, you might want to view live bidirectionally synced list views, showing open cases for this account even though the service team works out of a different Salesforce instance, and this data isn't stored in the Salesforce org that Jane works out of.
It's especially helpful now, with everything that's going on, to give the sales rep this visibility. With Quip, they're able to keep a pulse on any additional issues that this customer might be having.
In addition to giving visibility into what the extended account team is working on, this account plan also allows Jane the ability to communicate and collaborate with them directly. Patrick is one of Jane's counterparts that works out of a different division and has his day-to-day work in a different Salesforce org. Via the power of Quip, he's able to communicate directly here to the entire team regarding any meetings he had with a customer and the recent shift in strategy. Once Jane's done reviewing the account plan, she's going to go ahead and start getting prepared for her call. Jane selects the quick action from the account to create a copy of the call plan from the template. All she needs to do is select the date, and the call plan will be created for her, automatically pulling in the suggested agenda and the opportunity details. The messaging template makes it really easy for Jane to have her call. All of the messaging and a suggested agenda is right here. Jane will be holding the meeting with a few other members of her account team. With everyone working from home, she now has a way to make sure they can all get up to speed on what they're going to cover without adding a bunch of additional meetings on everyone's calendars. Jane uses this doc to take notes during the call. and then logs that activity back to Salesforce once the call is complete. The call ends up going extremely well. Her customer is interested in the new solution. Jane is able to loop her team back in on how the call went, and she opens up a new opportunity for the solution.
Let's jump back to Eli's perspective. The leadership team has put together a dashboard to provide a high-level view of how successful the new messaging is. They can see the number of times the new template has been used, the customer sentiment, and the number of new opportunities that have been created as a result. This allows them the information they need to evaluate the product shift. It shows metrics on usage of the template provided, the effectiveness of the new messaging, and the impact on the bottom line. In a very short amount of time, Quip and Salesforce have given the leadership team the information they need to evaluate the new product line. If the new process isn't working, they are able to understand whether it's the rollout of the new call plan, if the messaging isn't landing well with customers, or if it's being well received, but it's just not creating new opportunities.